Thank you for joining us for the LOM Run4Camp 5k. What you're about to see is a recording of the broadcast that we did live on the day of the Run4Camp, which was on Sunday, November 1st, All Saints Day. And what a great day it was, with hundreds of participants supporting their camps and hundreds of donors contributing thousands of dollars to support their camps and make it possible for all of these camps to continue doing unbelievably important ministry. I hope you enjoy the video. It's a good one. Take care. Stay well. With the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America, the ELCA. And all of those camps are working together on this project called the LOM Run4Camp5k. There's a bunch of camps in there, and those camps include all LOM camps except for one is from Canada, Kuriakos, which is a Lutheran camp, but they're not part of the ELCA because they're not in the United States. We're loving having them with us on this. And so Run4Camp, it's a way for us on this Sunday, All Saints Day, to celebrate all the saints who have come before us and left a legacy of treasured places and ministries that are all our camps and retreat centers and everything they do. And Run4Camp is a way of celebrating that. It's bringing us all together today, all throughout the United States. It's also a way for these camps who are participating in this to have a little bit of a fundraising thing and add to what they're doing in terms of fundraising, especially during these difficult days of COVID-19 and all that kind of thing. So in any event, LOM is the umbrella that is taking care of all of this taking place throughout the United States. And the camps that are participating, they have runners, walkers, joggers, you name it, swimmers, paddlers, people who are doing wheelchairs, who are doing this. And what they're doing is they are doing this so that they can raise a little money for their camp as well. And so we're going to begin this whole broadcast with a word of prayer. God, we give you thanks for this day, for the camps, which means so much, for the opportunities to run and walk and jog, and the fact that we can do all of this. And we know, dear God, that this is a world that is full of all kinds of stuff. And this is a way that we can distract ourselves from that a little bit. God, we give you thanks for all that happens here. Amen.
Hi, my name is Sydney, and I love Camp Lutherwood because it gives me a chance to grow in my faith alongside my friends.
Hi, my name is Julie Pierdomenico, and the camp that I call home is Bear Creek Camp. The thing I love most about Bear Creek is the community that it's given me from my younger years all the way till now, and the community that I'll have forever.
I love Camp Lutheran because it's fun. I get to spend time with family, meet new friends, grow with my faith, and most of all, make memories that last forever.
Camp is special because it's this beautiful place filled with beautiful people who have opened me up to so many different opportunities and have taught me to show love and compassion to every single person I meet, no matter our differences.
Hi everyone, my name is Tiggy and I go to Camp Calumet Lutheran, and I love Camp Calumet because I know it'll always be with me, along with the sand that is still in my bed from over a year ago.
Lifelong friends, amazing music, growing in your faith in a beautiful place. Boom chicka boom.
I love Living Water Ministries at Stony Lake because it's such a welcoming community that when you walk in, the first thing you think of is how homey it is, because you walk in and you meet people and you instantly feel comfortable and you know that it's a wonderful, safe place.
I have gone to Pathways Camp Emmaus every summer since I was 7 years old, and there have been very few days that I haven't either thought about camp or used the skills that it has taught me. It has taught me so many valuable lessons and shaped me into the person I am today.
during this whole broadcast, we're going to be talking to a lot of folks all over the United States live. We've also done some pre-recorded broadcast interviews for this thing. And the first one right now is none other than Deb Yandala. And Deb is famous for many things in outdoor ministry, not the least of which is she is the first woman to serve as the executive director of one of our LOM outdoor ministry organizations. You're going to love this time with Deb Yandala. She is great. Hey, look who just popped into the broadcast. It's none other than
Don, it's great to see you.
Oh my goodness, Deb, this is fantastic. You know, it's amazing. We're getting people through all the generations of Lutheran Outdoor Ministry who are coming on to this broadcast, and that's so exciting and fun. So, Deb, welcome. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you. It's really an honor and a pleasure to be here to support Lutheran Outdoor Ministries, which greatly influenced my life.
Well, Deb, you're going to have to give me a reminder of, you're going to have to remind me when it was that you were in leadership at in one of our outdoor ministry organizations. And I know you were always involved with the Outdoor Ministry Network, whatever it was called at the time. And I'm going to ask you, how long has it been since you left outdoor ministry professionally? I know you never leave outdoor ministry.
Right. Well, Don, I'll tell you, I don't want to be called an elder, but I think I'm going to feel like an elder when I answer all those questions. So I started in camping like a lot of folks in college in 1973, through my college years. And in 1976, I worked at Lutheran Memorial Camp on a full-time basis, and I was the first full-time person to work just in environmental education, I think at least at that time in the ALC camping network. And I was there for 4 years. And then in 1982, I became executive director of Miami Valley Outdoor Ministries in Southern Ohio. And that was inter-Lutheran, ALC, LCA, LCMS. And at the time, I was the first female full-time outdoor ministries executive director in both the ALC and the LCA. The LCMS had someone, but in the LC and LCA I was the first. So
you are just such a trailblazer. And just so everybody knows, Lutheran Memorial Camp is one of the camps of Lutheran Outdoor Ministries in Ohio.
That's correct.
LOMO, so for Miami Valley Outdoor Ministries, Lutheran Outdoor Ministries.
Yes.
That, as I recall, it was an outdoor ministry organization without a particular site.
Yeah, that's correct, Don. They had used for a number of years a camp in southeastern Indiana and did the residential program in a state park. And then when I was there, we rented other camps. So we did not own property. And then we did a lot of day camps and worked a lot with urban congregations.
Yeah. And so were you doing day camps with and at congregations?
Yes. Yeah, we would have the congregations be the host. And we had started that program in Ohio out of Lutheran Memorial Camp. I want to say 1980 was the first time we did that. And then Miami Valley went, full force into that because we didn't have a site. So in any given week, we were running residential camp and day camps in congregations.
You must have been among the very first to be doing that.
I don't think we were the first, but we learned how to do that from some of our colleagues, the strength of Lutheran Outdoor Ministries Network, but we were one of the first and one of the first to do it for an entire summer. We always had sometimes multiple day camp teams out and then a few weeks of residential camp in state parks and using other camps.
Yeah, and when you think of that now, the traveling day camp is something that Lutheran camps are renowned for now.
Right. Yeah.
And we have camps that are doing 30, 35 day camps at congregations in a given summer. It's just amazing. And we really are. There's a lot of denominations and a lot of the other associations are doing it now, but
but we're really well known for that.
Oh,
And
that's great. That's
yeah,
good.
and in fact, Jake Sorensen, Sacred Playgrounds, he just did a study on the impact of day camp programs on campers and that type of thing.
Great.
And very, very fascinating. So, and then Deb, the other thing is, you were the first female executive director of a camp in the Lutheran Camp Network. Oh my goodness! I'm going to bow down to
Oh, well,
that.
don't do that. Don't do that. It's all a part of the history, though, Don. It's so interesting. You know, prior to a number of us as lay leaders in the 70s and 80s, joining kind of the force of being a camp directors were pastors. And of course, we didn't ordain women until the mid 70s. And then women had to be, you know, in parishes. The pastors had to be in parishes for a couple of years before they could do specialized ministries. So in some ways, us lay leaders had a little window there to step in. But I do remember going to camp director meetings, and there were maybe 5 of us women there and 100 men. Yeah. But I have to say that the early leaders too of camping were very progressive and welcomed me and others with open arms and treated us fully as professionals. That doesn't always happen. And I really, really was so appreciative to be so embraced by colleagues.
Well, I remember that. I remember those days because I go back even further than you. but in those days, I came out of the LCA, and so we didn't start getting together till the late 80s, around 87, 88, when ELCA was formed. But and I remember when we first started meeting together, that oh my goodness, there's a woman in the room.
Right, that's right. And I give a lot of credit to Paul Howells, you know, director of camping in the LCA, and he really just was so supportive of me and involved me in leadership activities. I'll say the same thing for Jerry Manlove, Jerry Olstead, those national leaders. It just was not an issue that I was female. As a matter of fact, in the old ALC, some of our ALC friends will remember this. We had Outdoor Ministries area coordinators, OMACs, and I was the first female OMAC, and that was kind of a big deal. And we just laughed and laughed about that because in many ways it didn't matter. It didn't matter. We were Outdoor Ministries professionals together and running great camps for kids, and that's what counted. Not what gender we were.
Oh my goodness! And you mentioned Paul Howells, Jerry Manlove, Jerry Olstead. Those names continue to pop up all the time as being people who have been so influential and such mentors for so many of us. And are there others that just stand out in your mind?
You know, a lot of those early camp directors I worked with, of course, my first boss, Tom Von Fisher, what a hero he is in my life. Ralph Ehrenberg, we were good friends. We did teams together where we'd go to other camps. And I really respect all the work that he did. Excuse me, Mark Ronning, Bob Nervig, Koinonia was way out in front. You were the first former LCA person I really got to know, and I was so impressed with what you were doing in New England. So yeah, there were some really great, I view them as prophets in the midst of the church. I think outdoor ministries and youth ministry, especially in that era, were the ones really pushing the church in some new ways. And frankly, I think we're at another point in that history where people are really appreciating the safety and the health and mental health benefits of being outdoors, and outdoor ministries out there in the front pushing the church.
Okay, so Deb, I feel that all along, our outdoor ministry centers, our camps, our retreat centers have been pushing the church forward.
Yes.
And that continues to be the case.
Yes.
And the other day when we connected on email, when I asked if you might consider coming on to this thing, and you mentioned your work now in the national park system, and what you've been observing in this 2020 year, this incredible year that we'll never forget, COVID-19. But would you just say a little bit about that? for all of us?
Yeah, I'd be happy to share that. I work as executive director of the Conservancy for Cuyahoga Valley National Park, which is a friends group to our national park. Most national parks have groups like ours around the country. We operate a residential center. I couldn't ever leave camping, so we operate a residential center that is currently closed, like many of the camps. But our park is open. Ours is one of the national parks that remained open, and we are seeing record visitation and first-time visitors. I mean, really, we'll be in the millions again this year with visitation, because people are just flocking to being outside. It's the place they feel safe. They're discovering what we have all known and taught for years, that connecting with nature is one of the best things you can do. And that's why I think this is a moment in time when churches have to be closed. YouTube, Zoom worship is great. But isn't it great too if we can get small groups out on the trail and talk about faith? I just really think Outdoor Ministries has been the best way for people to develop a relationship with the Creator and with creation. And people are getting that, and we're seeing that across the country in our national parks, state parks, local parks. View our camps as parks in many ways, places where people can come and feel safe and connect with each other. And most important for us, of course, is connecting with God.
You preach it. I'll tell you.
I believe it.
The producer of this broadcast has said to me, your interviews, they can only be 5 minutes each. And I'm saying, but I could listen to you all day, Deb. I love this, and thank you so much. But I think what I'm gonna work at doing is, we have these LOM podcasts now.
Oh, great.
And so I'm gonna make arrangements with you to get on the podcast, and so we can talk in more detail about that. But just one thing before we sign off on this, you have kids of your own.
Yes, I do.
How many kids do you have?
I have three young adult children.
3 young adult children. Do you have grandchildren?
Not yet.
Yeah, okay. I'm ahead of you on that. I got 5. But Deb, your 3 kids have been involved in camps too,
Yes.
Lutheran camps.
Yes.
And would you just mention some of the places they've been involved?
Yeah, our daughter fell in love with Sky Ranch and worked out there for a number of summers and did backpacking out there. And then we have a son that worked at Bethel Horizons.
Oh my.
Yeah, and they've just, both had fabulous experiences working in outdoor ministries.
Yeah, and what's not to love about either of those places?
Yeah, aren't they special
I'll tell you.
places? Yeah.
Hey, well, Deb, thank you so much, and I'm going to make it a point to connect with you again.
Yeah, good, thanks. Hey, can I say one more thing?
Yeah, please do.
Just in case you want this for a video, I want to say this. I hope that people watching this will join me in supporting Lutheran Outdoor Ministries. This network is really important. It's where innovation begins for our camps. And in many ways, as we've discussed, it's where innovation begins in many ways for the church as well. And our camps need our support more than ever. They just desperately need our support. I think they have a great future ahead of them because of this renewal in our interest in the outdoors. I really think camps can and should be leading the way in many ways to the future of the church, and they can only do it if we support them.
Well, thank you very much. And that, of course, is one of the reasons we're doing this Run for Camp in the first place. Mm-hmm. One of the reasons, but another reason is to be uplifted and to sense among one another the optimism and hope that we should be feeling about outdoor ministry moving forward.
Yes.
You've taken care of the whole thing, Deb. Thank you.
That was so much fun doing that interview with Deb Yandala. I told her, man, I just want to do a podcast with you, get some more time hearing from you. Thank you so much, Deb Yandala. And thank you for you being a sponsor of me in the LOM Run for Camp. And your very nice contribution to LOM as a result of that. We are really, really grateful. And we're going to be having more interviews like that, but we're also going to have a bunch of live interviews. And coming up right now, you're going to hear from a few more people who are going to be telling us why they love their favorite LOM camp.
My cup and let it overflow. Fill my cup and let it overflow. Oh yeah, fill my cup and let it overflow. Let it overflow with love. Adiwalu!
One thing I love about Camp Iwalu is it's a place where there's so many activities where everyone involved is having fun, and even if the activity isn't directly related, God related, it's something that grows you closer to God because of the people you're doing it with.
Hi, my name is Matthew, and I love Hollis and Hollis Crossings because I get to connect with friends that I have made in camp over the past 8 years, and I'm really going to miss that this summer.
Hi, I'm Susanna. I'm Abigail. And I'm Hillary. We love LOM Ministries because of the connection we form with campers, staff, and Christ, because of the way we see God in this place and others, and because it's our second home.
Hi, I'm Abby, and this summer I'm going to miss Camp Wapo. My favorite part about Wapo is the strong Faith Center community that's there, and learning more about God every day in such a fun environment, just running around and having a great time.
My name is Joshua Williams. I work at Sky Ranch Lutheran Camp. The reason why I love this camp so much is because I'm able to facilitate and encounter great conversations, experiences, and to dive deeper into my own faith. In addition, I'm able to just be myself as well, and I love that about camp.
When I think about Luther Park in Chautauqua, my favorite thing about it is the community that I get to see the kids build each week. Despite coming from different backgrounds and age groups, they become this really tight-knit family as they build their faith.
I'm Freya, a volunteering camper at Wilderness Canoe Base, and the reason I love Wilderness Canoe Base so much is because it provides the opportunity to worship in a super unique and sacred place.
What I love about camp is how it took a seed that was planted by my community and blossomed into a love for Christ that I didn't even know was there.
I love Camp Sequonoto because it's inspired me to be my true self. I'm more confident at camp. I'm encouraged to push my boundaries and grow in my skills. And camp has inspired me to help others grow and learn in the same ways that I have.
What I love about Camp Wapo is watching kids' faith grow during the course of the week and watching the love and joy of Jesus growing in their heart day by day.
I love camp because it builds community.
Through fun and games.
And worshiping in God's great creation.
Hi, my name's Nick Strakowski and I'm the sailing director at Lake Chautauqua Lutheran Center. And it saddens me greatly that our camping programs and our camping seasons are getting all messed up by this global pandemic. But the thing is, camp is still present in my life and present in all of our lives. It has taught me that I'm good enough, I am loved, and I always have a community to come home to. So I hope you're good with your community, because I can't wait to see mine, even if it's virtually.
Hi, we're the Andersons. Ryan and I met at Luther Crest Bible Camp as counselors 20 years ago.
And we're so happy we get to share the camp experience with our kids at Luther Crest.
We love camp! Yahoo!
3 seconds.
Hey, look who we got here. We've got a whole bunch of people who have been doing their 5K today in part of the Run4Camp. And I'm going to be going, first of all, to Kathy Gabrielson. It's so good to see Kathy. I haven't seen you in such a long time, Kathy. And wow. Yeah. Kathy, tell everybody what camp you're representing today.
Camp Calumet.
Ah, Camp Calumet. I know that place. And Camp Calumet. And tell us, what do you love about Camp Calumet?
I don't think there's anything I don't love about Camp Calumet. It was the single most wonderful experience of my childhood, and I just think that every child should experience that.
Thanks so much. Oh, Kathy, did you do your 5K today, or did you do it before today?
No, I did it this morning. I did just over 4 miles, which I think is actually a little over 6K, maybe. And I did it on the Larkin State Bridle Trail in Naugatuck and Middlebury, Connecticut.
Oh, fantastic. I bet it was fun.
It was. I got to see a lot of cool stuff and do a little history.
Yeah. So Connecticut is represented here. Hey, next we're going to go to Jake Davis. Jake, so good to see you here, Jake. Jake, what camp are you representing today?
Actually, I'm Chris Davis. Jake is my son, so I'm on his program.
I'm sorry. We'll probably
that's
make other
fine.
goofs like that around here. We have you listed in our list as Chris Davis, and then I saw Jake Davis, and Canute said, "Who's Jake Davis? We have Chris Davis supposed to be here."
Yep.
Yeah.
Same family, just different relationship. I'm out in Spearfish, South Dakota, and I actually did a 15K this morning with 2 friends. So we got in a little over 9 miles for Voyagers Lutheran Ministries and specifically Camp Vermilion.
Oh my gosh.
Quick, Minnesota.
Thank you so very, very much. That's awesome. Hey, now we're going to go to Beth Lynn. Beth Lynn Howard. Beth Lynn, there you are. And I recognize where you are because I'm so familiar with the camp you're representing, Calumet, and you're on Jackman's Ridge. Beth, tell us, what about your outfit? What's going on with that?
So Mindy Olson and I, who's with me in her horse costume.
That's Mindy.
That's Mindy. We hiked Mount Hedgehog, which Calumet used to do with campers all the time in the 90s when we were on staff.
Yeah.
So we hiked it as our 5K yesterday in costume, so we could be animals on Hedgehog.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible. Hey Mindy, do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hello. We got better at the costume this time. Second go around.
I can't believe you. Did you hike up Mount Hedgehog in those costumes?
We did, and we also caused a rip in this thing here, but Bethlehem fixed it with a sticker.
I learned all my skills at Calumet.
And right now you're standing at one of my very favorite places, the place where I go to decompress, and that's the top of Jackman's Ridge, which is part of Calumet. That's amazing. Hey, I see Margie Fiedler with us. Margie, oh my goodness. Margie is the executive director of Flathead Lutheran Camp in Montana, and holy cow, let me tell you, I've been to Flathead. Margie gave me the royal accommodations when I was there, right at the edge of Flathead Lake. Margie, thank you so much. And you were running today in support of your camp, your beloved camp, Flathead. Oh my gosh. Hey,
absolutely.
Margie, good to have you here.
Happy All Saints Day.
Yeah. Hey, tell us about your 5K. Where, did you do it at camp?
No, I did it in Lakeside, which is where I live, and I just did a 5K. I feel kind of, everybody was doing 15s and bigger, but I just did a 5K that I've done before to support Flathead Lake before, so I know exactly the route.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. And it must have been a great day in Lakeside, Montana. And what a beautiful place Flathead is. Oh, you know what, Margie? I see Rob Jarotowski here. He's the executive director of LOMC, Lutheran Outdoor Ministries Center in Oregon, Illinois. Rob!
Yay!
Hey, it's good to see you, Rob. Hey, Rob.
How's it going?
Oh, yeah. How's everything with you, Rob?
It's been a good day. We had a couple handfuls of people. That's my program director, Michelle. She was wearing a dino suit, so very cool with the costume at the other camp. It's a little cold here in Oregon, Illinois. Lots of wind, so I had to move back indoors at about mid-30s and lots of wind. But, people came out. People were doing it from their homes. So, yeah, we had a really great time.
Fantastic. And Michelle, good to see you again. Yeah, I see all of you all over the place at our territory gatherings and stuff like that. And you know what? I think I just saw Brett Amundsen is on here. Brett is from Voyagers Camp, Voyagers organization. Brett, hello, welcome. And looks like it's really cold where you are. Tell us about where you are.
Well, Don, I am coming to you live from the waters of northern Minnesota.
Wow.
Well, let me correct that. Half water, half ice. And I am paddling about 10K today. I think by the time I get done battling the wind. but it's about 32 degrees temperature. Wind chill is somewhere about half that.
Oh, that's incredible. And I know that where you are paddling is just beautiful, beautiful territory. And I know the camps of voyagers are just really, really beautiful camps. And
They are, and it's always a great day to be alive in God's great North Woods, and if you can do it on the water, even better.
Thank you very much, Brett. Hey, the Steyer family is on our Zoom. The Steyer family, they've got quite the bunch, and I think Amanda is going to be representing the Steyer family. Is Amanda there?
Yep, I'm right here.
Hey, Amanda. I know you're all representing Calumet in New Hampshire, but Amanda, tell us a little bit about where you did your 5K today.
We're actually doing our 5K right now at Our Savior Lutheran Church in Thomaston, Connecticut, because it's raining outside. Yes.
So you're doing it going around your favorite church? Is that how you do it?
Yes, it's our church, Our Savior Lutheran Church in Thomaston, Connecticut. We're in our fellowship hall right now. We're just making laps. We made a course around the fellowship hall, down the hallway, through the meeting room.
Yeah.
And we're doing 45 laps to make up a 5K.
And Amanda, you're doing it in a very particular way and a very unique way. Tell us how you're doing it.
Yeah, I am in a wheelchair.
Oh, that is so fantastic. Unbelievable.
So this is
it's awesome.
Another 5K in a wheelchair. I did Reach the Beach for Camp Calumet twice in a wheelchair.
That
5Ks.
is fabulous. Amanda? Oh my gosh, Amanda, I'm getting word from the producer that we have to move on to our next one. But just before we move on, just introduce the rest of the people who are doing the 5K there at the church.
This is all my family. It's my husband, Jim. This is Austin. The monkey is Zephyr. And this is Alia.
Is it something about people at Calumet that like to get dressed up in costumes for this thing?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And we've got one more here. Hey, Wendy, where are you?
I'm at Camp Onamia.
Oh, Wendy, Camp Onamia is such a beautiful place. Oh, I've been there several times and I loved it.
Cold. It's really cold in Minnesota today. We have a cold wind, so it's 30 but feels like 17, so I'm trying not to shake.
It looks cold. And did you do your 5K in that kind of weather?
Oh yes, we did. We're Minnesota strong here.
Yeah, I guess you are strong as can be. And just for the folks who have never been familiar with Camp Onamia, tell us what that lake that is in the background for you.
Lake Shakopee is in the background. It's a beautiful lake. Lots of people come here for fishing and recreation. And then Camp Onamia is known for the beautiful cross. So I'm just out in front of that cross, and it's a great place for campfires for the kids.
Hey, Wendy, thank you so much, and thank you for your support at Camp Onamia. Thank you, everybody, for your camps, the camps you're doing this for. And we have to move on, but thank you, everybody, for being on this Zoom call. Fantastic. We'll see you around. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, say something about your hike.
Yeah. Hey, and you know what? We've heard from folks who have been doing their 5K all over the place. When you think of it, Minnesota or in Montana or in New Hampshire or everywhere. I did mine in New Hampshire. I started out from the executive office building of Lutheran Outdoor Ministries, which is my house in Freedom, New Hampshire. And I hiked out into the woods in back of my house, and I did my 5K. Awesome. Yeah. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have another pre-recorded interview for the broadcast. This was such a great experience for me. It's a pre-recorded interview with none other than Pastor Darrell Thompson Powell, who serves as the board president of Lutheran Outdoor Ministries. He's the president of our board of directors. Here we go with Darrell. Hey, Look who just popped in. It's Daryl Thompson Powell. Daryl, thank you so much for coming into this thing. And Daryl, we're so happy about having you. This is a big deal for LOM, and it's a big deal for our outdoor ministry. Daryl, we've got over 275 people who are participating in this.
That's awesome.
They're doing 5K for their favorite camp, for their favorite outdoor ministry. Hey, everybody, Daryl Thompson Powell is the president of the board of directors of Lutheran Outdoor Ministries, which means he's on the board of directors of LOM, which means he was elected by the board of directors to be the board president. And the thing is, the board of directors of LOM is comprised of 3 people who are serving as outdoor ministry professionals, 3 people who are serving as board members of one of our outdoor ministry organizations that are members of LOM, 2 people elected by the board, 1 person appointed by the ELCA, and 3 people who we call at large. And that is not meant to be a description of Daryl Thompson Powell's physique. That's meant to be a description of the category of board member that he fills. And so Daryl has been associated with all kinds of camps and outdoor ministry programs. And he currently serves, one of his positions professionally is the Associate Director of African Descent Ministries for the ELCA. Daryl Thompson Powell, we have only 5 minutes that our producer of this broadcast has said. And since I've taken up 4 minutes, that's going to limit us a little bit. But no, don't let that limit you. Hey, Daryl, how is it that you're not involved professionally with outdoor ministry, but you're very closely associated with outdoor ministry in so many ways? Why is this important to you, and how does it relate to your life story?
Well, without a doubt, outdoor ministries is what has me being a pastor and serving the ELCA in the ways that I do right now. It started, I was a camper in Ohio, Camp Moana, as a kid, sent by a couple of people from my church when my family was going through some difficult times, and it changed me. And I didn't realize how much it changed me until I went to work. I went to work during college, and someone suggested, hey, have you ever thought about working at camp? And I worked at Camp Moana for a while, and for like 5 summers. Then I also was out at Koinonia in New York for a year. I was at Lutheran Outdoor Ministries Centers, or Lutheran Outdoor Ministries. Wait a second. What is it in
Lutheran Outdoor Ministries Center? Yeah.
So I have been involved with camps and for years. We've raised our kids around them. I also have served on the board of a camp. And so when I was asked to serve as the at-large person with LOM, I had to say yes. This has been an integral part not only of my ministry, but of my walk and of our family as well.
And Daryl, I'm sure glad that you said yes, because I've really enjoyed working with you. And it's a very unique relationship, the executive director of an organization and the board president of an organization. And I think that we do really well at it. And it's certainly something that you and I are both proactive in making sure that it works out for the sake of LOM and for the sake of all of our camps. But it's been a real joy of my life to be able to work with you in this.
It's been a joy working with you too.
Capacity. So, and Daryl, I mean, the other thing that's really, in my mind, it's so significant at this point, is that we have this huge initiative for outdoor ministry, for LOM getting started, called Total Inclusion. And it's all about all of our ministries strengthening themselves to be more proactive and stronger in their welcome of all people, especially those who are traditionally marginalized people, and inclusion of those who are often marginalized. And so the three particular groups that are focused on, and that is persons of color, persons who identify as LGBTQ, and persons who live with disabilities. And it's almost like a godsend that at this time in history, you are the president of LOM at the same time as you serve as associate director of African Descent Ministries for ELCA. So in any event, all kinds of things come together on this. But, you know, total inclusion is going to be a big thing. Would you just take a couple minutes to tell people, you know, some of the stuff that the LOM board has been working on these days recently?
Well, one of those things, as you just said, is the total inclusion, and that is a very important part of the LOM board. We've also restarted the diversity committee for the board because we understand the importance of needing to look beyond what has typically been the base for many camps. And again, as I said, I was never one who would have been normally at camp. If it hadn't been for a couple from our church sending me, I would never have experienced it. And I've seen with other people, both LGBTQ, both people of color, for others with disabilities, the change that can come about in their lives once they've had that experience at camp. So how to include more and more people with that is a very important thing. The other thing that the board is dealing with, well, what everyone else is dealing with, the pandemic. And it changes things for how we work and how we move. And so we have been looking at a strategic plan for 2021, basically. We don't know what life's going to look like after 2021 right now. So right now we're focusing on how do we look and make sure that not only LOM, but our camps stay connected, that our camps can keep moving forward during this time. And so our strategic plan, one of the main focuses is diversity, but another one is how do we keep connecting people? And this run that's happening today, that's an excellent example of how to connect people and keep them engaged in the ministries that are going on. And because people really do, even if people can't attend a camp or spend time at the camp right now, they really want to stay engaged with our camps. And so we need to keep working on that and on how to use the technology that we have today to better communicate, to better connect people with one another, to make sure that these ministries that are so important continue. You know, I'm wearing my 100-year shirt. You know, we need to see it happening for another 100 years.
I was just thinking as you were talking that you're wearing that T-shirt. We celebrated last year at this time the first 100 years of Lutheran Outdoor Ministry. And now this year, we're celebrating the first year of our second century, a year like none other. Yep. But I am so convinced that given the spirit around this network and given the way people connect with each other and cooperate and collaborate and help each other, that the next 100 years are only going to get better, more impactful for so many people, and only going to get better for outdoor ministry being a real part of moving this church, this ELCA, along in good and positive ways. Daryl, thank you for your leadership in all of this. Thank you for coming on to this with us. We really appreciate it. And now we're going to try to somewhat comply with the producer's request to keep this to 5 minutes. But thank you very much.
I'm sorry, I just hate to say, you get between you and me, I mean, trying to keep us to 5 minutes, come on now.
That's for sure. Yeah. All right, Daryl, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Don.
I am so grateful to have the opportunity to work so closely with Daryl Thompson Powell. Grateful that he sponsored me in my 5K with the Run4Camp. And now we're going to go to another great guy, none other than Randy Youngquist Thoreau. Hey, look who just came into the broadcast. It's none other than Randy Youngquist Thoreau. Oh my gosh, Randy, thank you very much for joining us on this. Randy Youngquist Thoreau is the executive director of an organization, outdoor ministry organization in South Carolina called Agape Cary Beach.
North Carolina.
Did I say South Carolina?
No.
South Carolina on my mind, but no, it's North Carolina, of course.
North Carolina.
Agape Cary Beach. It's Camp Agape, and getting in near the Raleigh-Durham area, and it's the Cary Beach Retreat Center, right on the ocean, right on the beach at Cary Beach on the Atlantic Ocean. So it's one of our premier outdoor ministry sites in LOM. Randy Youngquist Thoreau has been there for a while, but Randy is also so well known throughout the Outdoor Ministry Network, because one of the reasons is because he's been around for so long. I thought I'd get that in, Randy. But the other thing is that Randy serves as the events coordinator for LOM. And so he does all kinds of background, behind the scenes work to make sure all of our conferences and LTEs and things like that go very, very smoothly. And they always go smoothly. They're always highlights of everybody's year. Randy, thanks for being with us. And Randy, I'm going to just let you get started by telling everybody a little bit about Agape Cary Beach. It's one of our more unique setups. So I think people would be interested in hearing a little bit more.
Sure. Agape Cary Beach Ministries is a young camp compared to many of our organizations. 1974 is kind of the official kickoff year. So don't have as many years under our belt as many organizations. In the first 23 years of its history, both sites were primarily rental sites only. We did no programming for the first 23 years. And when I came about 24 years ago, there was an intentional commitment to offering some programs and providing programming as well as hosted ministries as well. So at the beach, Cary Beach sits right on the ocean front in a community. There are houses on either side. It's very unique. If you're ever thinking about buying oceanfront property and living on the beach, call me first so I can tell you a little bit about the joys of oceanfront ownership. But it's a beautiful site, very unique. Lots of people get away there for rest renewal. And we do a lot of rentals there, especially during the summer. The Agape site is a 624-acre site on the Cape Fear River. And we really focus on a couple of things. One is small group ministries. So we really work with 6 to 8 kids in a cabin group. We have 7 major goals we try to accomplish with the kids when they come to camp. And we really focus on creation stewardship. We run a large environmental education program in most years, except for 2020. That serves about 7,000 school-age kids a year.
You're on Zoom.
Okay, we're on Zoom, and we are, what a great thing this is. We're getting a chance to talk with people who are doing this 5K all over the United States. And I'm going to first of all go to Tom Powell and say, Tom, make sure you unmute yourself. And Tom is the executive director of Caroline Furnace Lutheran Camp in Virginia. And Tom is not unmuted at this point. Tom, we need you to unmute. There you go. Hey, Tom Powell, tell us about, there you are. You're out there. Hey, Tom.
Hey, so here we are in Virginia. We did a 5K trail run today. We had 11 or 12 people, some in Florida, a lot here. Some of them former staff are here, from the Valley.
Tom,
and of course,
introduce these folks. Tell us who they are.
So Julie is
I know Julie. Hi, Julie. Good to see you again.
That's Patrick over there.
Hey, Patrick.
He's a pastor of 3 small parishes here in the Shenandoah
Oh,
Valley.
my goodness.
And back here is Lori. She was on staff and worked here when we had a caterer that ran our kitchen. So.
Wow. Hey, thank you so much, everybody. It looks like you're having lots of fun there. It looks great. And now we're going to go to Vicki Johnson. Vicki, tell us about who you're running for.
I'm running for Sky Ranch.
Yeah.
We've been evacuated for the last 11 weeks because of a massive forest fire.
Yeah.
And instead of running, I swam.
Oh my goodness! You swam 5K? Oh my goodness! Where did you swim?
To be honest with you, I had to do it over 3 days. It takes me over an hour to do a mile. So that was my contribution.
That is so fantastic. And congratulations, you made it. And what a good thing to do for representing a camp that's threatened by wildfire, to do it in the water. that's great. And now we're going to go to whoever it is that's zooming in from Trinity office.
Trinity Lutheran Church is the church that I serve in Blue Earth, but I actually walked to my home congregation. I did a 5K to my home congregation, Trinity Lutheran Church of Keister, Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah.
Yep. It is like high 39-ish outside.
I was going to say, it looks a little bit tropical there in Minnesota.
But it was fun to do in support of Good Earth Village of Spring Valley, Minnesota.
Oh, you're doing it for Good Earth Village. And what did you say your name is again?
Jeanette Bidney, and I was a camp counselor in 2005, 6, and 7.
Oh my goodness. And now you're the pastor of a church, or 3 churches.
Yes, in Blue Earth, Trinity Lutheran Church of Blue Earth.
Yeah, I bet Good Earth Village was a big part of you feeling called to public ministry.
That is true. It gave me a lot of confidence too for learning to pray aloud with kids and taught me guitar, which I still use.
And thank you so much for your support of Good Earth Village. And now we're going to hear from Eric Kurtz. Eric, where are you from?
Hey, D-Guy. Yeah, we're in Arvada, Colorado.
Wait a minute, Eric. I know you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're doing this in Colorado.
Yeah, for Sky Ranch.
Well, you're doing it for Sky Ranch. Wow.
Yeah, so
I know you from my Calumet days.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So I want to thank you and Canute for putting this all together. I think it's been great.
Oh, Canute's fantastic. And, and he's got his whole technology team here with us too. It's unbelievable. But I mean, the minute you said D-Guy, I said, wow, this doesn't look like New Hampshire where this guy is.
No, we're in Colorado. We're walking out here, and we're walking in part with Holy Shepherd Lutheran in Lakewood. And and Sky Ranch is about 70 miles that way. And so we want to also thank our sponsors and our family and friends that all helped us.
Thank you so much for doing that.
And especially the firefighters.
Yeah, that's for sure.
As you know, if it wasn't for them,
all right,
the buildings there may not be.
Eric, we got to move on. I'm sorry. We're going to Charlene. Charlene, tell us about yourself. Charlene? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, I had it on mute.
Yeah.
I'm Charlene. I'm walking for Camp Mount Luther in Mecklenburg, Pennsylvania. I'm actually in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. I walk inside today, though, because it's rainy outside, and I only get wet when I'm at camp, not when I'm walking for camp.
Okay. Well, Charlene, I love it at Mount Luther, and I know you love Mount Luther, too, because you're doing this for them. What a fantastic thing. But we don't thank you for sending the rain our way. I think it's supposed to start raining here pretty soon. Hey, I see Karen on here, Karen Sorensen. Karen, tell us about where you're from. Where are you doing your 5K? Who are you doing it for?
We're doing it. My daughter and I did it for Mount Cross in the Santa Cruz Mountains.
In
We are so
California?
thankful we had firefighters that rescued our camp.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Hey, you are so fortunate. Mount Cross is such a beautiful place right there in the middle of the redwood trees. And
Oh, yeah.
I was so afraid that a wildfire was going to take down all of those redwood trees and so forth. But wow, so you were walking it right there. What a fantastic
We
thing.
actually walk in Sacramento. We're about 3 hours from the camp.
Okay.
But the camp is very near and dear to our hearts because my mother was a founder of Mount Cross.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness.
My daughter was a camp counselor and a camper there. So
Fantastic. Hey, well, thank
Totally
you
support
so much, Karen. Now we're going to go to Gina. Gina, where are you from?
Hi, I'm in Tyler, Minnesota, which is southwestern Minnesota bordering South Dakota.
Yeah.
And I'm walking for Sky Ranch Lutheran Bible Camp.
Yeah, all the way from Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's a lot more than 5K, the distance to Sky Ranch.
Yeah, I just finished running it. It's about 30 degrees out with snow. It's been...
Well, then it feels like Sky Ranch, right?
Yes. Very much.
Thank you so much. And did you? How was it that you did that for Sky Ranch all the way from Minnesota? How did you get connected?
Well, I was a camp counselor in the 90s,
Oh,
and then
wow.
I was resident theologian in the past few years for family camp. So
Oh my!
I've stayed
Well-
connected to staff and really enjoyed being a part of Sky Ranch. It's just
Well, thank you so much. And now we're going to go to another familiar face, and none other than Pat Mahoney, who I know from my Calumet days. Hi, Pat.
Hello, D-Guy. Hi, Knut and everybody.
Yeah. And how are you doing your 5K? Are you doing your 5K as we speak?
Yes, I am. Hence the movement.
And you're doing it on a treadmill.
I am. It's dark and crummy out.
Yeah.
So yesterday, David and I went out in the sunshine and did a few miles. But today, I'm doing it during the time frame so I can be part of doing it now.
Well, good for
Me and my
you.
Calumet there.
And thank you so much for your support of Calumet and doing this LOM Run for Camp. Oh, that's fantastic. Hey, everybody, we're going to have a lot more people coming on, but right now we are going to go into a next section of our broadcast.
Bye.
Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Don't, we won't desert the ship. It's, oh, Brian, Brian, where are you? I don't see you on my screen. Brian.
Hi.
There's
Brian, Caitlin, and I. We're coming to you from Denver, Colorado.
Denver. And what camp are you representing today?
Sky Ranch
Sky
today.
Ranch. Yeah, Sky Ranch was the champion in terms of getting people representing Sky Ranch as participants in this. Thank you so much for you. And hey, it doesn't look like bad weather where you are right now.
No. Caitlin ran outside today with Jedi.
Oh, Caitlin, thank you so much. And Caitlin, you did it with who?
With my dog.
What's your dog's name?
This is Jedi.
Oh my goodness. And who did it faster, you or your dog?
Probably the dog, but
Yeah. Hey, was it fun?
yes.
And
he
what?
certainly wanted to do it fast.
And is Sky Ranch worth doing it for? I guess so.
It is, and we have been trying to get to Sky Ranch since we moved to Denver a year ago. And between COVID-19, the winter weather, and then we were booked to go to a family camp the day before the fires came.
Oh
in
my
August.
goodness. Well,
So
thank
we've
you
never
so
been able to
much.
get there, so.
The producer
We
is
love it
saying
anyway.
I got to cut it off. We'll see you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
can't believe it. We've finished our first hour of this broadcast and we only have 3 hours. I feel like we could go on for another 6 hours. But at any rate, we're going to hear now from a few more folks who love their LOM camp. They're going to tell us why. And then right after that, we're going to go into a pre-recorded interview with a person who's so well known around the LOM network, and that's Jake Sorensen.
Louise and I love Spirit in the Desert Retreat Center in Carefree, Arizona. This is a very unique place that provides a safe, healing environment with open arms for all people who are seeking renewal and transformation.
Camp of the Cross is a special place. We are privileged people to be part of it and to be able to partake in it.
Flathead Lutheran Bible Camp is the place where my faith feels the most real and alive. I have found lifelong friends, the most inspiring role models, and had so many amazing, life-changing experiences.
I love Marla Ridge because of the incredible sense of community that it has. I've been a camper since I was 6 years old, and this year I get to be a counselor. And even though things might not be the same, I am still so excited to be part of a second family again.
The reason I love camps like Luther Rock in the North Carolina mountains is I'm reminded of Jesus saying, "Consider the lilies of the field." Camp invites me to consider the beauty of God's creation around me.
Camps and retreat centers have always been important places for me. They're places where your faith goes from your head to your heart. I support Lutheran Outdoor Ministries and look forward to passing along these special places for generations to come.
I miss the fire, the food, those creek splashes, most of all, the counselors. So, hope we see you next year.
Camp is important to me because camp is literally the reason I am where I am today. I would not be who I am or what I am or where I am, and morals and faith that camp instilled in me.
Summer's just not going to be the same without Camp Luther Haven. It's just not going to be as fun, I think, because we don't have our friends and we don't have just all the fun things we usually do at summer camp. And I'm just trying not to flip out. We got this.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Jake Sorensen has joined us for this. And Jake, thank you so much for joining us for this. This is a great day for LOM. And as you know, it's the Run4Camp5k. And I know you're a runner and you do a lot of 5Ks, but we're not talking about that with you right now, because part of this 5K party that we're having is to talk with you about all the stuff you do throughout the LOM network and for all kinds of church camps everywhere. But Jake Sorensen, everybody, he is the founder and the chief officer of an organization called Sacred Playgrounds. They do all kinds of research work on church camps. They've done a lot of work with LOM, and they have been they've been affirming through their research a lot of really good stuff that we all have known all along, but now we're able to document it. And it's been so good with all of our supporters, our donors, and everybody for whom church camp is important. So, Jake, thank you for being with us at this time. The producer has told us that we can only have 5 minutes for this interview, and I've already taken up 4 minutes of it. But in any event, you're going to get your 5 minutes. So, Jake, thanks for being with us. And so if you would, just tell us a little bit about your organization, Sacred Playgrounds, and the kind of stuff you do and the kind of things you've been finding out about LOM as a result.
Yeah. So Sacred Playgrounds, we do research and training for camps and for congregations. We've been primarily focused on outdoor ministries and looking at the effectiveness of camps and camp programming. And most of what we started with, of course, was the camper experience. And that's been the bulk of our research starting out. We looked at kind of the confirmation camp experience and how that contributed to faith formation in those congregational ministries. And then we also have been looking at camp models through something called the Effective Camp Project. And I think a lot of people are familiar with that. A lot of our LOM camps have participated in that. And we've been able to really uncover the fundamental characteristics of the overnight summer camp experience and look at the lasting impacts of those experiences. So essentially, for the first time, we have really solid evidence that what we do matters, and it matters long term. We kind of already knew that. We had the stories, but we didn't really have the statistics. And so the Effective Camp Project has really been building that. And so that's been the focus for the last few years. Of course, 2020, we had a lot of camps that were going to do the project. We were going to double the number of camps that had done the project, and most of those had to pull out. However, we were able to do a parent survey. And so usually the Effective Camp Project has a camp survey and then a parent survey. And we were still able to do the parent survey with 7 of our LOM camps that have they had camp this summer, which was really exciting. So they were able to run overnight summer camp programs. And we surveyed the parents. And one of the cool things that we found was that there's an incredible amount of trust in the LOM camp network. And so if camps were running and they had COVID-19 precautions in place, the parents trusted the camps to do a great job with the campers. And the other thing that we found was, even with all the changes, it was still camp, and it was still an incredible experience for these kids. So the parents were incredibly thankful that that camp was running, but then they also were asked to review the experience and compare it with previous years, because a lot of them had their kids come in previous years. And in this review, they actually said that the experience was better than previous years. And that's pretty cool when we think about that, because there were a lot of changes in the way that there was interaction at camp, the registration process worked, and they said social interaction was better, the activities were better, the entire camp experience was better, and so it really comes down to the trust that they have in the organizations, and the intentionality that our camps that were able to run had this past summer. So we can really look at that as a success and as a blueprint for looking into the future and for summer 2021, because there's a lot of uncertainty right now, but we know that our camps can do it well, and that parents are really hoping that we can have these wonderful experiences.
Yeah. Oh, Jake, that's so reassuring to know and have it documented that kids love camp, and they love camp whatever the circumstances are, and that our leaders can adapt to the challenges that they have. And kids will have a fantastic time, or in a time that impacts them in great ways, regardless of the circumstances that surround the adaptations that we have to make. And the trust that parents have in camp. That's something that's a hallmark of Lutheran Outdoor Ministries over the years. And whatever changes over the years, one of the things that has stayed the same is our network works so hard to develop that trust and maintain that trust. And we can thank all the people who have gone before us, and we can also be inspired for how important that is as we move forward. So, wow, that's really good stuff. So, hey, Jake, did you? I know that you're super involved in outdoor ministry in a number of ways. And one of the ways is you are a member of the board of directors of Lutheran Outdoor Ministries, for which we thank you very much for your commitment and dedication to that. But we know you're involved in a lot of outdoor ministry experience. But when you were a kid growing up, did you go to camp?
I did, yes. I went to Sugar Creek for 2
Went
summers.
to Sugar Creek? Oh, yep. My goodness. That's a great camp. Yeah. Well, it's an LOM camp. Of course, it's a great camp. But and then when you got beyond high school and stuff, and you were going to college, did you go to camp? Did you work at camp?
Yeah, right out of high school. I was one of those. Late in the season, they were still looking for male counselors, and so Dick Iverson, the great Dick Iverson, came up and interviewed me and hired me for working at summer camp right out of high school. So I worked at Sugar Creek, my home camp, for 2 summers, had wonderful experiences there, and then ended up heading out to the mountains in Colorado and worked at Sky Ranch for 3 summers and had really transformative experiences there, and then spent a summer at Crossroads out in New Jersey as well. So it was.
Oh my goodness!
I've gotten to experience several of the the great LOM camps that we have.
Absolutely, from the Rockies to the Atlantic, holy mackerel, and the Mississippi in between. But and Sky Ranch, by the way, Sky Ranch has over 100 people running, walking, jogging, doing their 5K for Sky Ranch because of the Run for Camp thing today. So
Sky Ranch has been in the news. They've been in the national news. It's been
have they ever
with that wildfire. So we're still. I mean, at this point, as we're recording this, we don't know the status of the buildings at Sky Ranch.
We continue to keep them
maybe
in
by the
prayer.
time this airs, we'll know the status. But we've been praying for the firefighters and for all those in the ministry out there as well.
Absolutely. Hey, Jake, the producer of this broadcast is saying, come on, you got to move on. So we're going to move on. But Jake, thank you so much for this. And thank you for all you do in all your involvement in outdoor ministry. You and your Sacred Playgrounds work are a blessing for our organization. Thank you for that.
It's been so fun to be part of this and to work on so many projects. I'd love to talk about more projects that we've done, and the traveling day camp project. We've got the findings coming out, so hopefully people can check that out. And then the study on summer camp staff. We've been looking at the camper experience all these years, and now finally we're doing this big study on summer camp staff, and so that's coming. And I'm really excited about it. And I hope that our directors can spread the news about that too.
It's going to be fantastic. And as for the traveling day camp research you did, that you and I have a podcast with that, and it's on the LOM website. So, hey, everybody, we're going to be seeing Jake as we move forward. And thank you very much, Jake, for all that you've been doing at this point. We'll see ya. Take care. Hey, thank you very much, Jake Sorensen. That was so much fun interviewing you. Thank you for your service on the LOM Board of Directors. And now we are going to a very, very special interview, pre-recorded. And we're going to be able to see part of it because I could have gone on forever with this interview. And we're going to show part of it now, and the rest of it, along with all of the pre-recorded interviews, will be posted on the LOM website. This is with the most legendary of all LOM people. And this is with Jerry Manlove. Jerry Manlove, who has been connected with and leading outdoor ministry for 70 years. He is an absolute fantastic person. And the people throughout LOM know him because of what he has contributed to outdoor ministry for all of these years. Here we go with... knows who it is we're talking to. I'm going to hold this up here. And that is a common book of camping. And that's something you wrote based on your experience and expertise. Oh my goodness, it's a whole number of years ago now. But can you believe that there have been in LOM like countless numbers of people who have been through the leadership training event experience, and they have been using this as essentially the text for the leadership training experience for the LTE. So everybody, this is Jerry Manlove. He's the author of this, and that's incredible. And Jerry was you were for a number of years. Well, you were talking about all your Y experience, and then you brought that to the church, the American Lutheran Church, and you were outdoor ministry director for American Lutheran Church for a whole bunch of years, one of the predecessors to the ELCA. Jerry, how long were you the director of ALC Outdoor Ministries?
I think it was 13 years.
Yeah, and then you had been at a number of camps involved with the Y, and then involved with the church. And what are some of the camps you've been involved with as camp director?
Well, you know, Koinonia, I went out there as my first assignment with the church. I mean, Bob Nervig, who
Oh yeah, Koinonia, absolutely.
he had they were the whole thing was built out of two little finance. They had only 29 congregations in the first level of fund drive. And I went and looked at a lot of churches and talked to the leadership and came back and he said to Bob, we'll never do it. And he said, I think we'll do a lot more than this. And we ultimately raised over 400,000. And then I went, and then they had to stop being a camp or taking campers. I don't know all the history I was around, but anyway, I was there the first 5 years.
Yeah.
And then I went on the national staff as the director of camping for the church.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was that story. But now they're doing, I get newsletters and I think they're opening again.
We also looked at a bunch of other camps, like Outlaw.
Well, then of course my last camp was Outlaw.
Outlaw Ranch, South Dakota. Wow.
We had Outlaw, had it was part of Lutheran Outdoors of South Dakota, which had a number of camps. And
yeah,
they came and asked me to take it over when Dick Iverson went to Sugar Creek.
Yeah.
And I said I would. And I stayed for 5 years. The camps exploded. We had great staffs and solid day camps we were running in addition. And it was a fun way to end it. And when I left, I told them, I said, it's been a great experience for me. I had one of the best core staffs, year-round staffs that I'd ever imagined putting together. And everybody was an ace, and I didn't leave because of them. I could feel the strain of all the operations we were doing and the safety factors. When we were running a wagon camp for week-long cabin experiences, I didn't know enough about it, and I should have quit. Well, they kept going after I left, and I didn't went for about 5 more years and then I hung it up. But we had fun, and we'd have staff meetings and sit there. You've gone through this, and with key people, and you just kind of joke your way through the whole process. Anyway, that was fun.
Well, Jerry, that really describes another thing about outdoor ministry that has always been part of it and has stayed the same over the years, and that is, it's always fun, and it's always a great time, and it's always something that makes a big impact and you learn a lot from. And Jerry, you have been so instrumental in all of that. We want to say thank you to you for all of that. And Hey, and there you go. You're going to be able to get the rest of that Jerry Manlove interview on the LOM website shortly after the whole Run for Camp thing is wrapped up. And that brings me to, Run for Camp again, and to all the donors who have sponsored all of the participants for all of our camps. Thank you so much to all of our donors. And you're the ones who are fueling LOM getting more and more robust all the time in carrying out our mission of encouraging, equipping, empowering, and educating outdoor ministry leaders for bold and faithful leadership in the world and in the church. We thank you so much. I am so grateful for the sponsors who sponsored my running in the LOM 5K. I didn't run it, I hiked it this morning. And here's the thing. Everybody that you're seeing today that's doing their 5K, they're doing it for their favorite camp. And what I'm doing, I'm the only one who's doing it for LOM itself. Everybody else's donations go straight to their camps. Those who sponsor me, your donations go to LOM. And I am so grateful for that. LOM is so grateful for that. It makes it possible for us, as I said, to get more and more robust all the time in terms of carrying out our mission of keeping all of our camps connected so that they can access the experience and expertise of everybody in making camps great everywhere. This is an example of that. We're using the expertise and the experience of people like Warab Waterman and Knut Ogren and their experience with doing programs like this to make it possible for all the camps in LOM to value from that. So we thank you very much. There's one of our participants who is very unique because she didn't run it, she didn't walk it, she didn't wheelchair it. She swam it. We already talked to her a little bit. Her name is Vicki Johnson, and here's the thing.
I swam 3 miles for Sky Ranch.
Here you go.
Oh, I gotta get on the...
It's on you. I would go...
Hey, how about that, everybody? Swimming 5K for her favorite camp, Sky Ranch. One of her sponsors was so impressed, an anonymous sponsor, that sponsor made a donation to Sky Ranch of $10,000. Holy mackerel, what a great thing. Okay, so in any rate, we're going to get into our next Zoom meeting with people who are doing the 5K all over the place. And we're just about there. And here we go. I'm going to be there. I'm going to join. And right away, here we are. Oh, wow. Look at all these folks. Look at all these folks that are coming on to this now. And here's the thing. I'm going to put my earpiece in so I can hear everybody. And the first one we're going to talk to...
Your camera's not showing up down on Zoom.
Oh, wait a minute.
There you go.
There we go. Here we go. All right, just a little bit of a technical glitch there for a minute. But look at all these folks who are right here. First of all, we have Rebecca Moore, who is doing it. Rebecca's a familiar face for me because I know she is doing this for Calumet in New Hampshire. Rebecca, make sure you unmute yourself and tell us where are you doing this, Rebecca? Hi, Rebecca. Hello. I'm not hearing Rebecca.
Go to someone else.
Wait, I'm not hearing anything. Oh, here we go. Hi, Rebecca. Okay. then let's go to Joel and Sonia Pankhurst. Joel and Sonia, I know that you're having a good time. And Joel and Sonia, I know that you have a very famous uncle throughout LOM, your uncle being none other than Dick Iverson. What a great guy. Dick Iverson, who for many years was the executive director of Sugar Creek. But hey, where are you doing? What are you doing here? Are you doing your 5K right now?
We're running right. Well, we're walking this moment for you. But yes, we're running this moment.
Are you running right now?
Well, we were, but we stopped so we could talk to you.
Oh, good. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. And are you? Did you say you're in Milwaukee right now?
No.
Loveland, Colorado.
Loveland, Colorado, northern Colorado.
You're in Loveland, Colorado. So you're doing this for Sky Ranch, is that right?
We are. Look at this.
And how's it going? Are you having a good day today?
Having a great day.
It's a beautiful day.
Fantastic.
Last Sunday it was single digit temperatures and we got over a foot of snow and welcome to Colorado because now it's sunny and 60 degrees.
Oh, fantastic. Hey, we're going to go to Karen Hazer now. Hi, Karen.
Hi, Don.
Hey.
Good to see ya.
Karen, where are you right now?
I am at Bear Creek Camp. I ran here on property. But I ran this morning. I was trying to beat the rain.
So we just had Joel and Sonia. They were doing their thing in Loveland, Colorado. Where are you doing it? And where is your camp?
Bear Creek Camp is in eastern Pennsylvania.
So that's where you've done your 5K.
Yep, yeah, right on at camp.
And I know you're, of course, a very familiar face to me and a very familiar face around LOM because you serve on the year-round staff at Bear Creek Camp in Pennsylvania. And we want to thank you for being part of this whole thing. Thank Bear Creek Camp for being part of this. And hey, have a great rest of your day. And
thank you.
And you sent the rain this way. I'm not sure I appreciate that much, Karen. Hey, somebody's on a screen that says Nancy and Jim. Who would that be?
Hi, I'm Nancy Coffin. I'm actually in Cheyenne, Wyoming, which is just across the border from Colorado. So Joel and Sonia, we had a beautiful day today. Clear blue sky, 60 degrees. We still have light right now. It looks like you're in the dark there, Don.
Yeah, it's getting dark, especially because the clocks fell back yesterday, last night. Yeah, so it's getting dark here, but you're doing it for Sky Ranch.
Sky Ranch, yep. And we were feeling the smoke all summer for the last 7 days, and it's been a rough time. And so, happy to get out and walk for that.
And we are so grateful that Sky Ranch has been spared so far and that the snow came and that things are looking a little better. Nancy, thank you so much for your support of Sky Ranch. And now I'm going to go to Krista Berezowski. Did I say that name right, Krista?
It was perfect.
I should get it right because I've known your family for a long time. And
yeah, I haven't always been Berezowski, but you nailed it.
Krista, did you do 5K today or an other day? And,
yep, I did the 5K a few hours ago.
And did you run it?
It was more like a power walk.
I'm a little walk. Good.
Out of my running, but
that's right up my alley, Krista. I love it. And where did you do your power walk?
In Tolland, Connecticut.
Oh, Tolland, Connecticut. Yep. Beautiful place. And there's no Lutheran camp in Tolland, Connecticut.
There is not.
So what camp are you doing this for?
I was walking for Calumet.
In New Hampshire, right. Yep. And of course, that's the only LOM camp in all of New England. And Krista, thank you so much for supporting Calumet and being part of this. And now, Krista, we're going to go to another one of your compatriots from Calumet. In fact, I'm assuming that she's doing this for Calumet because I see Rebecca Moore on here. Rebecca.
Hi. Yes,
Hey.
for Calumet.
Yeah, Rebecca, it's good to see you. And where are you right now, Rebecca?
So I am standing outside of the Boston University campus, right here in Boston, Mass.
You're in Boston, Massachusetts, right at
Yes.
BU. Oh
Yes.
my goodness. Did you do your 5K in Boston today?
I'm doing it now while I'm taking a break. I did about one mile and then I stopped, and I'm going to do the next 2 miles after our Zoom ends.
Oh, my goodness. And you're doing it right near one of my favorite places in the whole world, none other than Fenway Park. And of course, you're doing it from one of my favorite camps in the whole world, and that would be Calumet. I say one of my favorite camps. I was there for many years, so I'm going to say I'm a little bit biased towards it. But I also know that there are so many absolutely awesome camps throughout LOM. And let's see if we've hit everybody on. We have everybody. We've talked to everybody. Thank you so much for calling in, everybody. We love doing this. We love the fact that you're doing this on behalf of your camps. And here we go. Some more folks who love their LOM camp.
Luther Heights has given me so many fond memories, as well as a community of faith outside of my church.
At camp at Gooders Village, I am going to miss splashing in the creek, going hiking, and the campers and counselors.
What are you going to miss about Ingamokaboji Bible Camp this summer?
Gaga ball. Friends. Sleeping in the lab.
I'm going to miss our counselor and 2 hours of power. Boo, coronavirus.
Oh, hi. I know there are a lot of good camps out there in LOM, but my personal favorite is Camp Kamushinga. I love it because we can go swimming, hiking, and eat s'mores. I hope to all the camps in LOM that they can reopen soon. God bless you. Amen.
Hi, my name is Peter Hansen. What I'll miss most from Sullivan Hills Camp this summer is seeing the amazing ways that God transforms kids' hearts and minds for the rest of their lives in just one short week.
The reason I love Bethel Horizons is because it gives me a place to not only challenge myself, but to be able to challenge others on a daily basis in a variety of ways within this wonderful world that we live in together.
Hi, my name is Maddie Dobbins, and I've been a camper at Luther Glen since I was about 7 years old. I love coming to camp because it's a place where you can be yourself, meet the most incredible people, and of course, have fun.
Hi, my name is Carter. I love going to Camp Nawakwa. I go there at least twice a year. I love going to Camp Nawakwa because I get to meet new friends, try new things, and explore nature.
Hi, I'm Harley. I am from Red Willow Bible Camp. I call it my home away from home because before Bible camp I was existing and I wasn't living. It gave me my life back. Red Willow did. It changed me for the better. I was able to trust and love, and not only that, but find God too.
And now we're going to go to a person who is like an incredible leader, not only for all of LOM, but especially for the camp where she serves as the executive director, Lutherwood in Oregon, Andrea Schofield. Hey, look who just popped in.
Hey, Don.
Schofield, Andrea, it's so good to see you. This is such a great day, and we're having this big celebration. I thank you so much for coming on to this, Andrea. Hey, everybody, Andrea is the executive director of Lutherwood on the West Coast. It's out in Oregon. And Andrea has been the executive director there for a whole bunch of years.
And we're going to ask her a little bit about that and tell us a little bit about that. We're going to find out exactly how long she's been there. And the other thing is, Andrea, during all her time at Lutherwood as the executive director, she has been so involved, not only involved, I mean, she's been a leader in the whole thing with LOM, Lutheran Outdoor Ministries. And we want to get a little bit of a glimpse from Andrea about why that's been important to her. And so, you know, and the other thing, one of the reasons I called and asked you to come on to this, Andrea, is because when I think of resiliency, which is something that's a quality that all outdoor ministry leaders need, is resiliency. You pop into my mind. I mean, you are the example of resilience for all of us for any number of reasons. So, Andrea, welcome. It's so good to have you. What do you have to say to us today?
Well, I'm really thrilled that I get a chance to be sharing just a quick little bit about outdoor ministry and about Camp Lutherwood, Oregon. You know, I started at Camp Lutherwood in 1988, which is like a really long time ago. Some of the people in outdoor ministries now weren't even born then. So, but I'm so much younger than you, Don, that I guess that doesn't matter.
Yeah, dream on.
But I will say from the very beginning, my first outdoor ministry conference was in 1989. And was that right? No, it was 1988 was my first outdoor ministry conference. I went to one right after my first summer. And that's where I saw the network. I saw the people and I met so many amazing people. And I knew then that I had to stay connected to them. And so over the years, I would say the work that LOM does is essential because our outdoor ministry sites are essential. So LOM wouldn't even be existing if it wasn't for all the hard work that all of us at our outdoor ministry sites do.
That's for sure.
Thank you so much for including me today. I want to encourage everybody to participate in LOM. And here's one of the things that it did for me over the years and continues to do. When I was brand new, January of 1990 was when I became the full-time director here at Camp Lutherwood. I really didn't know exactly what I was doing all the time. So I met some directors that I called and consulted with often. And that was Randy Gullickson and Randy Youngquist Thoreau. Those two people, they were both at Luther Lynn in Pennsylvania, really helped me and shaped me into how I could see new things for Camp Lutherwood, Oregon. So I'm grateful for those relationships. And those relationships, even though we all mourn the passing of our good brother, Randy Gullickson last year, Randy Youngquist Thoreau is a leader in LOM and continues to be just a close friend of mine and consultant when I need help. So I think never underestimate the relationships that happen in LOM and in our outdoor ministry sites. So that's what I would say about that.
Thank you so much, Andrea. And yeah, I think that, I mean, yeah, you obviously are an example of somebody whose involvement with LOM and leadership in LOM has been hand in hand. And I don't know if